Hello, fellow cultivators. Yes, I am back. Long time no see. Tale of Immortal just had one big update. It introduced two more DLCs. The first one is just one art book, let's ignore it. But the second DLC, Five Blooms, have introduced five more female characters, as you can see in this new loading screen. So there are five girls here, including this one in the right side. So this DLC basically introduces five characters, and each of them have a new quest. So if you can progress through all their quest lines. Well, I will make an independent video about their quests. So this video, instead, we are going to introduce the free update. You don't need to buy the DLC to enjoy these new features here. So among the new features, the most important thing is there are three new nature destinies were introduced. Each of them are very powerful and can make your cultivation life completely different. Alright, let's start. Well, first thing first, one important, quite good quality of life change. Once you try to load your save, you can click on this icon here, this little book-like icon, and you can find some backup saves. Previously, you can also do it by choosing to import saves and find in your computer where those backup saves were saved in that folder. But now you can directly do it in game, so it's a very nice thing. In this game, every time you pass a month, it will automatically rewrite your old save. But the game actually saved a lot of backup saves, quite a few months ago. So now you can just directly load them. Now, one more thing before we actually go to introduce those new natural destinies is that you see that when you click it, there's this little icon on the left. So if you click on that, this destiny will be locked. So next time when you refresh it, I want to say that you will see this destiny be locked, but actually what you can see is, yes, there's a lock, but there's another new destiny on top of it. But this is just a visual glitch in the English version, okay? It's nothing wrong. You can still choose two more destinies, and along with the previously your locked destiny, you can continue. So what's actually happening here is that this locked destiny is not supposed to be here, but it's supposed to be here on the first one. But there's this visual glitch that this locked destiny does not go there. But you can see for a brief moment, you can still see that, yes, that locked spirit side destiny was still there. So don't worry about it. The locked destiny feature does work. It might be fixed in the next patch as well. Let's start with Lotus Sword Wheel. This natural destiny will give you plus 30 sword and plus 2 attack, as long as one giant radiant lotus, which can be seen from your portrait as well. And of course, you can combine this with Imperial Edge, which gives you another plus 8 attack and plus 25 sword, give you super high sword at the very beginning of the game. And let's see, what does this do? If you click on the icon, you can see more details about this destiny. So this destiny have two effects. One is the radiant effect. Basically, in the great map, you will actually gather chi automatically every month, and also when you do cultivation, this chi, once you refill 120 this bar, it will give you a seed. Another effect is special effects which are in the battlefield, which we'll talk about it later. So let's showcase how do you get this seed. So the first chi in your game is a special one. When you cultivate, it will directly fill your bar of plus 120 radiant. And of course, in this way, we will look at this nice effect which lags out my computer. We'll get a Lotus seed. There are actually 8 different seeds. Now, I just want to show you here that after passing 1 month, we click on this, you can see another 10 has gathered. So you do gather every month as well. The thing about this, using this certain seeds, it's really annoying. For example, here, this person, if we want to use the yellow Lotus seed on him, it's actually considered as stealing. So yeah, it can fail. And it has pretty high chance to fail. So yeah, it's not that great. But still, I want to showcase, what does it do. So after several failed attempts, finally, I managed to plant this seed into this person's place. And yeah, look at how much he hates me already. Anyways, after this is done, the yellow Lotus seed does allow you to see a bit more space in their thing. So it should make your stealing a bit easier as well. But as you can see, it's not very useful because you first have to plant the seed, which is the more difficult part. There are actually 8 different Lotus seeds that you can get. And we just introduced yellow Lotus seed, so now you can see what it actually does. So basically, you plant it into someone's inventory and it will increase your success rate for thief. Unfortunately, not before you plant the seed, which is important, and also allows you to see more items, and you can see that, yeah, it does those things. The main problem is, of course, you have to plant them into some NPC, and which was considered as thieving, which many people don't like. And the same thing it goes for red and orange Lotus seeds. So these 3 Lotus seeds are considered as thieving items. Now, what does red one does? Basically, it looks like if you put it into someone, you can actually copy their martial art. You might be thinking this is very useful, right? Because you can find a high realm NPC, for example this guy, and if I can learn this skill while I'm at low realm, isn't that very good? Because these high realm skills have higher damage, right? Now the problem is, first of all, they are high realm, it's more difficult to steal, quote unquote, from them. And second, look, what it does is actually it gives you a manual. So in this case, I get this chi refining manual from one of the small NPCs, and yeah, it does have the same, sub skills. So its use is actually, so if you are trying to find a good skill and you see some NPC have the good sub skill you have, then you can try to get this manual out of them. Then you can use enigmatic stones to merge those sub skills into your own skill. And yeah, so it's not directly learning a skill. That's one issue. Now finally, what's the third one? Yeah, the orange Lotus seed basically is the same thing as thieving. Again, if you put it into someone, then you can gain an item for 3 months, which feels like, okay, why don't I directly steal that item? Which is exactly what this yellow Lotus does. And yeah, this just doesn't make much sense to me. Alright. Now, the green Lotus seed, which increases your charisma a little bit, this actually makes it a very good gift for high level, high realm female NPCs. Just look at how much affinities it adds. 3 hearts. Now the cyan Lotus seed, which is quite useful because it guarantees a special artifact spirit when you do the Fallen Valley. And yeah, that is actually quite useful because when you farm the Fallen Valley for things like Muqing, Mengyi, etc., many times you just reduce your times to farming, which is nice. Then blue Lotus seed, which will directly refresh Immortal Wardrobe. I wonder how many people even know this thing exists. So yeah, for example here it is like this, you can buy clothes here, it refresh every year, which is pretty slow, right? But of course once you have the blue Lotus seed, actually we can just use it right now. So once we use it, and you can see that it immediately refreshes. So yeah, for someone who likes doing this, I guess useful. And finally, not really finally, purple Lotus seed. This will gain double and bonus, skill point and knowledge from dual cultivation. I guess yeah, it is useful, but do you really need it? Now the final, actually important one, chromatic Lotus seed. This basically acts as a body reconstruction peel. It can be used for every single realm. That's crazy. Not because of this, but as you might know, if you are at foundation until 5 years and plus, can be infinite years, you're roaming around in Yongling and Lei, so you might trigger this Transcendent Master event. And the Transcendent Master can be saved by this Lotus seed. So yeah, just feed this to her or him, and immediately you get a Transcendent Master alive, which can help you if you have Bagua Jade, of course. Even if you do not have Bagua Jade like me, if you are a sect leader, you can still hire your Transcendent Master to be your Grand Elder, which means you are invincible in sect wars, and then you can just do sect wars, plunder or conquer every single sect, get those chests, and yeah, go all around. It is quite useful in that way, and I think that's the most useful thing for the seeds. One final remark about the seed is that in order to generate the seed, we need the radiant bar to fill 120. And usually you cultivate in a small one only get 20. In chaos you very hardly find those big chi spots. Unless you have Muqing here. So if you upgrade Muqing to a certain level, you will get her second skill here. So every month there is a small chance to generate this full, pretty big chi pool. And cultivating here will give you 80 radiant points. So it's quite good. So if you want to get more seeds, try to get Muqing. Alright. And now let's skip all the seed part and start talking about the battle part. So Lotus Sword Wheel only works with Sword motion skill and Sword special skill. So the first one unlocks at Foundation and second one unlocks at Chickenization. The third and fourth perk will unlock at Golden Gore and Origin Spirit. Also, they are when you're using special skill and motion skills. So we will first showcase the first two effects while we are at Chickenization to not confuse with the other two effects. Okay. One thing is you see that these shades here is restores HP, but this is not the most important part, actually. Well, the second part is just damage. So I think I will showcase you what is the more important thing about the battle effects. So let's see here. So we use special skill and it generates this Lotus, which will do damage. That's the Chickenization effect. Now, when we use the motion skill, you see we are sitting on a Lotus. The more important part is this thing. Look at my mouse. It shows that there are this little icon here. This is actually a doji effect, and it will last you even after you finish. It can every few seconds it will generate one more doge effect. So if you last long enough and if you are always in this motion skill mode, you can dodge a lot of enemy attack. That's the more important part. Okay. And now let's upgrade to Origin Spirit. By the way, the Lotus now become yellow. So it's not Cyan Lotus anymore. And now we unlock the other two effects. Just showcase again. So now when we use our motion skill, and special skill, you see there are more damages going on. It's really just more damage. In fact, in my opinion, the more important part of this thing is really just the first foundation thing, the doji effect. I will actually showcase how to use it in the battle. Alright, so this is me. I'm using a sword slash build. So my sunset sword will reduce the motion skill cooldown, and my divine power will reduce the special skill cooldown. So this, the standard sword build thing. And of course we have sword mastery to reduce cooldown percentage for everything. So that's how it works out. And we're using the sword motion skill here. So in general, I would say still, the best sword build is still water sword and fire sword, without a doubt. However, with this Lotus, now we can actually make it for some use in the, especially in early game, I would say, when you cannot really make the whole water sword and fire sword work. And just to let you know that I'm not really in a very, very min-max setup. It's actually pretty standard. The only thing I get is not in those real move, so I have a higher attack. That's it. So let's fight Leviathan in this case. And as usual, because we have the standard sword thing, so our motions, when we use a motion skill, we get 8 stacks of sword slash. Then we use R&B special skill, our motion skill cooldown immediately go back to 0 because this. And in fact, every time we use motion skill, our special skill cooldown will also reduce. However, this case will not happen that easily here because again we have to continuous motion skill, so you cannot refresh the cooldown of the special skill motion skill like you are in the case of water sword and fire sword. However, as you can see, because my motion skill cooldown is almost 0, I can always be on motion skill mode, and the first doji effect allows me to not taking any damage. Every time I got hit by something, the doge, because I am always on the motion skill. So if you look at the first icon on top of my HP bar, the number just keep on refreshing. And as long as that number is not go to 0, I have the doji effect. So especially things like Leviathan does not hit it multiple times, it hit one time like this. I can easily dodge every single of their attack while I am on my motion skill. So yeah, I would say it's nice to have this. It makes at least the best part of this, a pure sword, is as good as a winged sword. And I like that. Wind Sword should go to the trash can now. The second starting Destiny is Spirit Side. So this one is actually, when you look at the left side, it shows you a Dao, a Chinese Dao, and it's also this yin-yang fish-like thingy. So it's actually yin-yang jade-like thing. What it does is increase your luck and increase your insight, which is both are quite good because you want luck and insight. If you combine something, you might get very high luck and very high insight. I mean, I'm not using a perfect insight nature setting, but you can get pretty good luck and insight. Another perk about this is you can meet all kind of different souls, and in fact you can get about, like, here I use the cheat engine in order to get all the possible souls, and how many were there? Let me just count. Also, about 20 different soul effects you can get. So with a lot of them you can actually have some pretty fun game experience. However, not all of them are very helpful in battles. So in my opinion, it is actually more helpful if you are playing something like, for example, Role Cultivator, or something like role play. Basically, if you want to deal with NPCs, interact with them, talk with them, making friends, etc. Yeah, all these souls can make your game more fun. Now, how does this thing work? If you have this Destiny when you're walking on the road, you might see some little soul popping up just like that. And then you walk toward this soul. For example, here is Extraordinary Soul. And yeah, so then it will actually talk to you, and then you can accept this soul, of course. Or if you really want, you can refuse it. I don't really see any reason to refuse it. But yeah. So with this, you will always get some item. Okay, this item Yin Yang Orb is actually only useful thing you can use in battle because it can stun the enemy for 5 seconds. It's quite powerful, I would say, and this is how it works out. So first of all, you have to equip it in your item bar, of course, and then once you're in the battle, you can just press thing to use it, and you can see on the screen there is this Dao effect, and everything was stunned for 5 seconds. That thing lasts for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds stun in the battles many times is life-saving. And yeah, this is only used for battle effect for this spirit side, but it is quite powerful. And apart from that, you get this extraordinary soul with your increased chance of getting partners. For example, this is just one of those. I want to show it first. And what does it do? So next month, this thing starts to work. He says, okay, your secret admirers have arrived. And yeah, so just some random guy just came to ask me, do you want to become partners? And they can be quite high realm. So this is actually good. You just need to increase their affinity a little bit more so that you can gift them a Bagua Jade so that they can help you in battle. So that's one useful thing about this extraordinary soul. Now back to the others. So this one, the Deal Seeker Soul. Basically this one helps you to in auction. I mean, I don't know if it's really that helpful because it just makes other people pay more. But the good thing is, you know, auction normally takes like 2 years to happen, and this thing lasts 2 years. So every time you trigger this, you are guaranteed to be able to use it in the next auction. The next one, this one is more interesting. It will increase your attack when you refuse to do cultivation with other cultivators after having a partner. And it's based on the requesting cultivator realm. It can give you a pretty high attack if you're rejecting someone from much higher realm than you. So this was steadfast, so it's, I know, you know, I would just, my comment on two things, roleplay. It may be helpful because attack is important, and you can combine it with these dowry souls. So basically this will increase your charisma by 99. And with this soul, people will come to ask for do a cultivation with you. And if you already have a partner and you reject them, and if someone is really high realm, I mean, for example, some golden core guy, then yeah, you get attack bonus. For example, I'm 55 attack, right? So this might actually give me pretty high attack. Can be powerful. The next one is this Liquor Soul. It doubles the destiny effects gained from the tavern. So let's drink one. So and this thing start to work, right? Okay. So normally this standard thing plus 6. It still shows attack plus 6, right? But actually, when you look at your attack, it's now 67. So from 55 to 67, you actually get plus 12. So the double attack does work. It just you don't see it. You know, you only see the plus 6 here. But yeah, it does work. Liquor Soul is, again, pretty useful. I would say these two, Steadfast Soul and Liquor Soul, can both increase your attack, and then can help you in your battle. Let's say in that way. Now, yeah, this one we just talked about it. Now, this Ward Soul, when targeted by theft, blocks attempt and steal one item from thief, can be good. I know many people hated that they were stolen things, but you have a tree vault. You can just save things into your tree vault. And now this one can be quite useful. When you kill someone, you can frame a random cultivator within 3 tails of the murder. So yeah, now killing without consequence. That's a good thing. Now next one, what is it called? Mind Reader Soul. Regularly send a message to partners to improve their relationships. And this one regularly message to partner to increase affinity towards you, Dreamweaver Soul. So these two looks very similar, but there's actually a main difference. So Dreamweaver Soul, basically, for example, it will send a message to my partner so that he likes me more, okay? But the Mind Reader Soul, it will send some message to 2 of my partners so that they like each other more. So it's good for someone who wants a harem and wants their lovers to like each other. I know, it's a bit weird. And yeah, so next one, Heartwarming Soul. Interesting one. Increase successful rate, reduce chance. Yeah, looks like very useful. Maybe, because it will, if you steal and not get discovered, they will like you more. So, but the thing is, you have to not get discovered. Basically, it makes your sealing a bit more effective. Now, one thing I was thinking that if you have Quick Escape and have Fleeing Beauty, which means if you were discovered and you will attack, you are guaranteed to escape and people will like you when you escape. And if you're not discovered, they will anyways like you because of this Dreamweaver. Is it Dreamweaver Soul? Or some other Soul? So, yeah. But the thing is, don't try it with this thing, because when you have very high charisma, you are almost guaranteed to be discovered. And if they don't attack you, then they just hate you. Alright, now the next one is Martial. A chance to learn martial art when sparring. It looks very good. But the problem is, when you try this thing, I tried to spar with someone, and this thing goes, oh, behold this martial art I craft just for you. And look at what I get. A chi refining martial art. And this is extremely disappointing. Why? Because I am chi refining, right? But I just sparred with this person who is Origin Spirit. I was hoping to get Origin Spirit skill, or at least get a manual I can sell it. The bestest way, of course, I get a skill. But no, it doesn't work. And in fact, it does not even have the same type of sub-skills. So you can't even combine it with, use it with things like animatic stones, so it's useless. And yeah, where were we? Yeah, matchmakers. So increased chance of making acquaintance. Like, do I really care about other people's relations? And this one increased chance to defaming the cultured partner. That's actually pretty good. This gossip, so it can be used if I want someone. Let's say, imagine this guy is faithful and actually has a wife. So I cannot have this one as my partner, but with this gossip soul, I can talk and friend. Now next one, Dexterity Soul, chance to get a random item when dealing damage, yeah sure. And this one, Debate Soul, debating and will get increased random stat by 1 point. This is actually pretty good. Now the stats is actually those martial art, spiritual rules and artisanship. We can just take a try. So, alright, Debate Soul start to work. And so it also tells you what is their correct answer. For example, this gives me +1 feast, and this makes +1 feng shui, and in this case both are desired response, so anyone +1 academy. So I would say this one is quite useful. Okay, so next one, Soul Shift Soul, okay, gain extra spirit stones when cultivated chi. So can be useful if you have the unfettered cultivator destiny, so that when you cultivate a chi, you gain both the fruits and money. The next one, Dao Soul, yeah, Dao Man, okay, only useful when you're using Dao. I mean, I don't really use Dao Fuel that much. Now, Treasure Hunter Soul, killing a cultivator allows you to loot. Sure, you have the kill. Maybe it can be combined with that one with the framing so. And now finally increase chance to become partners. Oh, we already showcased this. So, okay. And finally, this ultimate skill so. It allows you to use another ultimate skill when you use your own one. This is random, so if you want to use Fire Phoenix or the Shield one, does not guarantee happen. So not that useful. In general, spiritual side, I would say just for roleplay. And yeah, not much to say, unlike the other two. And now, it's time for the most evil but most powerful, the Soul Reaver. And look at this evil sword in front of me because of the mirror bug. Now, when we look at this Soul Reaver, what does it do? Basically, when you have this evil sword, every time you defeat a cultivator, an NPC, you can use it to consume their souls. And this souls will start to fill this bar here, and this will give you some bonus. The main bonus this provided is actually just attack. And it's actually quite important. As you know, attack is the most important stat in this entire game. Now, depending on what kind of NPCs you defeat and consume, it will give you different attack bonus. So if you defeat a foundation one or golden core one, obviously golden core one will give you a higher attack bonus. You might be asking, so the thing is, if you are early game and if you get a very high attack bonus by defeating some high realm cultivator, it will help you journey a lot. You might be asking, but how do you want to? How can I defeat them? Well, if you have Bagua Jade, you can check out my Bagua Jade guide. You can find some romantic NPC of different gender, make them your partner, give them the Bagua Jade. Every 3 months you can summon them in battle and kill someone and consume their souls. Like, this can give you like quite a lot of attack even in early game, and it will help you a lot. Now, you can see there are also other requirements in the special thing, and these are different from the soul bar because they are independent. You can fill the soul bar and upgrade the sword, and you can also fulfill all these conditions at the same time. There are two different things. One really important thing about this is this one. Do not let anyone within a 5-tile radius notice you and consume souls. And this is really, really important. It will completely change your gameplay. And finally, there's another thing, which is written in the Chinese version, but not in the English version, the last one. You need to have 24 months time. You need to consume a soul. Otherwise, without consuming any soul within 24 months, so 2 years time, you will lose this sword and it will fight you first. Even if you win, you are still going to lose it. Remember that. Now, just let you see what will happen if you consume someone being noticed. This is how you consume someone. Yeah, there's a button. And then if you are doing it, a lot of people, everyone will have this exclamation mark on their portrait because they noticed. If you click on this, they will try to run, and you have the option to hunt them down. And yeah, if you try to spare them, the game will tell you no, that's very dangerous. Of course, we can't really hunt down like a few hundreds of them. So don't do this in the town. And if you did this, 1 month later, someone will come to hunt you down. You know, a voice shout, "You wicked fiend! Today shall be your last." And you will have to fight 3 Heaven Chosens who are 2 realms above you. Yes, so definitely you're going to lose, and when you lose, you will lose the Soul Reaver. But notice that it is not the end of the game, because the Soul Reaver will be funded by someone else, and you can still defeat them and get it back. Well, I'm not going to show this because if you are playing Chaos, when you defeat it, you lose your initial artifact. So the best thing is just enter the world, find your previous save, and load it. That's what I do. Now, what's the correct way to do this? First, you try to find some person, right? You find this person in the town, and then instead of consume soul, you let them go. Tell them you may go now. You know, just let them go. This means they will run to a different place. But before that, you already marked them, alright? So you can easily find out where they are. So now just check around, you know, if there are any other people. For example, this human is here, and around her there's nobody. Yeah, just this guy must be outside 5 tiles, so I think it's okay. So make sure there's nobody within 5 tiles. Now attack them again. And this time, once you defeat them, you can consume their soul. Ah, fresh meat. And of course, this will still make their family and friends hate you. They will still know, but that's okay, because nobody will know. Nobody will notice that you consume their soul. Now, after I kill this person, I get +3 attack and 4 souls. So you see that just one person. Okay, so you don't need to kill 50. Now, of course, once you get 50 souls, you will get this upgraded Reaver. It's called Fountain Shroud. And the next level you need 500 souls. Okay? And if you are actually very powerful, for example you are in Reborn or Transcendent, you can don't give a shit about all these Heaven Chosen come to hunt you in the next month. Like this character here, they come to hunt me, so what? I kill all of them. So you can consider this, not being noticed rule not there anymore once you are kind of invincible. See, no consequence. Or maybe technically there's a small consequence that your master might just decide to sever ties with you if they will find out that you're consuming those, even if you can defeat everyone, but they might just not like you anymore. But who cares? Who cares? Alright, now let's just want to show you that what will those will do in battle. You can see. So what is happening here? There are two. This is level 2 effect. So the Soul Sword will actually fight by itself in battle, and when you go to level 3, and these are this laser effect. And finally, once you defeated number 1 sword, then you will release this effect, which is, here we go. You see this 3 rotating round thingy? That's the effect. And finally, if you defeat 6th evil Heaven Chosen, you will release this Laser Word Radiant. And let's see what does this do. Yeah, this one. So basically this, 6 vertical lasers moving away. And finally, if you have defeated consumed as sex leader, you will gain this. Every time you use special skill, you will have another thing. So I'm going to use my special skill now. And do you see that little sword pointing from me toward the target? Yeah, this one. So that is it. Of course, it will be more powerful if you're using 0 CD. So you can use RMB more frequently. Now notice you have reached maximum level and you have unlocked all the special skills. Once you move one step, the sword will try to fight you. And this will be somewhat okay once you have reached Realm 7, so Soul Formation. But it can be difficult where you are in Art and Soul, so be careful about that. And once you defeat this sword, you will really get another effect. Basically, every time you use the ultimate skill, you will gain another effect, and also it will give you a spectral armor. So yeah, there are a lot of battle effects during Soul Reaver. So this is the ultimate effect. Look at this. Seeing the sword coming from the sky. It's crazy, right? And you can see there's a soul armor around. So this is the ultimate Soul Reaver. So playing Soul Reaver is basically playing an evil character. So there are 2 evil things I suggest you to do if you really want to be evil. One thing is, you can have a date with a different gender character, right? And normally the date is in a place with no one else. And this means it is the best place to attack them and consume them. I know they want is love, but what we want is their soul. But this still I have a problem. I have family and friends. Who do not have family and friends? Yes, gourd monsters. When these gourd monsters, when they become human, if you do it in a place where there's no one around, then they do not have family, friends, and there's no one around to see them. And this is time to eat. Monsters, they're not human. They're just for us to consume. So if you don't like it, don't do it, but you can. Alright, now let's talk about a few extra things that was added in this patch. So first of all, once you enter the game, you walk one step, you will find this event. So you will get 5 creation elixirs and 1 mount. So creation elixir are quite useful because it's for you to refresh your Red Destiny list. You know, there are already 2 ways in the game to do it. Check out my tips video. But this is a third official way for you to refresh your list. And this foundation level mount is also pretty good. I think it's because most people do not know you can get this foundation level mount by geomancy at 6995. Again, check the tip video. So now how to use this? Once you break through, you see that there are, if you have creation elixir, you can reshape. Basically click the reshape button. Let's say if there's nothing you want here, and of course, in reality I would want blood power, but this is just to present. I reshape this, now everything got refreshed, and you see, okay, we got water burst. I say I like it here, so we can choose this. So this is just another way apart from the mushroom way and the alchemy destiny way for you to refresh list. But it will actually use one of your creation elixirs. See, now we have only 4. So I think it's still a pretty good thing. And finally, the last thing they added in this patch is eccentric NPCs. So sometimes when you look at NPC, you see this guy have this water-like thing on his eyes, and there's also this neutral Destiny. So they are eccentric NPCs. So this Destiny, for example, this woman is not that clear to see, but you can also see from her Destiny as well. You will provide them some perks in battle. It's actually, there are some battle perks, which is good. But also, they will have unique dialogue. For example, I took this eccentric NPC as my master, and now she gave me a task. I have to break through within two years. I mean, you don't have such things before. But yeah, eccentric NPCs, if you form a relationship with them, they will have unique events or quests. I think Swarm parents will actually try to make a match for you like a true Asian parents. So yeah, try to find it. Alright, I think that would be everything in this video. We mainly talked about 3 new natural destinies. But yeah, I think this upgrade is pretty good. And about the DLC content, I will make it in different videos. Alright, that will be everything. So I hope everyone have a very good new year. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.